go. Yeah, Facts and Gap Podcast episode what?
Motherfucker 63.
Episode motherfucking 63. And this me in the building, this goddamn Big Justin Flair. We got B in the building and we got Migo in the building. Shout out to Migo, man. That nigga fell off a cliff, broke both his legs, his arms and shit. And,
Hey man, y'all niggas just pray for Migo, man. He's going through a lot right now. Y'all see him when you see him.
That boy live a hectic life, man.
He ain't going nowhere though.
Yeah, nah, he'll be here next week. He got some, listen, that boy.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing, my boy. You know what's going on. This ain't no Marlon Roy situation. He's got his chair. I'm not gonna fire him from right there. So shout out to Migo, man. Get better, bro. Get well soon. What we starting off with, bro? You want to start with Kelly Price or R. Kelly? The battle of the Kellys. Which Kellys you want?
I feel like R. Kelly. Shit. Let's go ahead and go to Kelly Price.
Alright, so Kelly Price had the internet worried as fuck for the last week and a half. So basically her older sister came out and said that she's missing. Now Kelly Price, they haven't seen her since
trapped in the closet. Kelly.
No. They haven't seen Kelly Price since. They hadn't seen her since July 31st or some shit.
And she was in the hospital
When she was in the hospital, she recorded herself saying that she got COVID. She was saying COVID is real. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is. So she was explaining, what she's going through. So literally, I guess she checked out September 8th, and nobody's heard from her. Nobody knew where she was. Nobody knew. So of course the internet is panicking. Where the fuck is Kelly Price? I seen niggas making tweets I don't know what the fuck going on, but y'all niggas better go find Kelly Price. Niggas was ready to hit about that shit, right? So the sister even did an interview, and she was saying our grandma died, mama died, sister died. Literally, that's all I have is my sister.
But I got a question. Mm-hmm. She ain't show up at none of these funerals?
So, that's a good question. Hold that thought.
Alright.
So, yeah, so basically, now mind you, this happened during COVID, so you probably might not be able to go to the funeral. So, you know how that goes. But, anyway, so, she did an interview. She was saying, then the lawyer came out and said, Kelly Price's lawyer came out and said, because they said that, basically they did a welfare check to find her. They knock on the door, the husband answers, there's no sign of foul play. So automatically we demonizing the husband. We man, that nigga this.
We always get the goddamn bad end of this shit.
They said the husband wasn't cooperating with the family, with the sister.
He's standing behind his wife.
She wasn't there. So, listen, I ain't gonna lie. Bad things start coming to my head too. I was man, that nigga might have did some shit. Fuck that nigga. So, apparently then the lawyer comes out. The lawyer says, no, Miss Price is fine. She's just still recovering from COVID in an undisclosed location. Allegedly, Kelly Price's daughter was saying that she ain't heard from her too. So, you know how that gets. So now now people really concerned. Kelly Price pops up and does a TMZ interview. She basically says, I don't fuck with my sister. I ain't talked to my sister in a year. So it's not even really it's not really a big deal that I haven't talked to her. And she said that, I'm confused because I talked to both of my kids, and both of my kids, they're not children. One's 30, my daughter's 27. My son's 30, my daughter's 27. She said that the daughter was just manipulated by the aunt, which I thought was kind of weird because it's if you talk to her, why the fuck would she say that she ain't talked to you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of weird. But you know, my thing is, I guess my question is like, if you haven't talked to your sibling in a year, but it's kind of, and y'all lost so many people, and you're on the verge, because she said she flatlined at one point during COVID. She kind of put it on the sister and said like the sister is tripping, but is the sister really tripping? Like, do you think the sister's tripping?
I mean, in a sense, she's tripping because, like I said, the daughter probably told her that she good, and she just not trying to hear it. Like, it's no way that I could think that the daughter knows that she talked to her moms and didn't tell the aunt, like, oh, she good. Or said something, like, it's something to the effect, like, it. She had to know that she might be alright, but maybe that was just her way to reach out and say, if it's the only way.
Well, she's saying that it sounded like she basically found out she had COVID through the internet. And then she kind of just, like, never reached out to her.
I think it's two sides to it. Yeah, she probably wasn't really overreacting because she lost everybody. She want to know where her fam at. But at the same time, you know, y'all ain't talked in over a year. Y'all really ain't on good terms. If I'm in hiding, you're not the first person I'm trying to reach out to let you know, hey, I'm good.
Well, not necessarily hiding. Well, I guess.
Like, hiding is like she wants to recover in peace. She don't want to be bothered.
Yeah, because she said that people were coming to her house, knocking on her door. That's why she's at an undisclosed location.
Yeah.
I feel like, though, I feel like this. Like, I get Kelly Price, where she coming from. I'm not really necessarily mad at that. I think it's more, I would tell her, like, you're being stubborn. I feel like
she's not obligated to do that.
She's not. I don't disagree. I think that, but I just think that the stance she's coming from,
bigger problems.
I think the stance that she's coming from is more of a stubborn stance. That's all I'm saying. I would think if I have problems with a sibling, and being that we've lost so many family members, and at this point, this is kind of like the last sibling, the last family member I have, and that I have COVID, and it's such a severe case of COVID. I ain't saying you gotta do the most, but I do think Kelly Price could have at least told her, like, hey, I got COVID. This is what's going on. And I'll keep in touch, or I'll have somebody keep in touch for you. You know what I'm saying? And just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Or even like, damn, like you've been since September 8th. Since September 8th, you've been, nobody's heard from you. Like, could you at least have told, you know your sister looking for you. I feel like you could have at least been like, hey, I'm alright. And that's what the sister said. She's like, all I'm looking for is her to just show her face. I just want to make sure she's okay. And she's your big sister. So it's like, you know that there's some kind of, you know, I get it that y'all got issues, but I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird.
Like I said, now back to the funeral part. You mean to tell me she ain't go to her mama's
funeral? So allegedly, I think the mother died a year ago, and that's when the last time they seen each other.
Was that the funeral? That right there might be some shit. You know how that shit go. Mm-hmm. And Kelly Price, she might have did.
Grandmama died. Mama died.
Maybe did and said some shit like, hey, well, fuck you. And I ain't fucking with you no more. She stood on that shit.
It's possible, or they probably just could have always had problems. Who knows? I just think
when somebody died, they just make it even worse.
I just think that, you know, that, like, put it like this. You know that, because she seemed healthy. I'm sure she's probably still recovering. But she was able to talk. Like, it's not like she was short of breath. Like, the week that this shit came out, you could have deaded it. You didn't even have to go to your sister.
Right.
That's the thing. You didn't even have to hit your sister up. You could have just put up a video and like, hey, y'all, I'm good. You know, I appreciate y'all concern, boom. You know? But I felt like, damn, Kelly let that shit get to the worst part. You know what I'm saying? So.
Hey, but she's an Aries. I had to look it up. She's an Aries.
That explains it fucking all. Oh my God. Oh my God. I get it.
I thought you would get it.
I get it now. Never mind. Moving along. So, 21. Shout out to 21. Shout out to Academics. Academics, he launched his first week of his podcast. Have you watched any of it?
A little bit. I only got to actually sit down and.
I think I don't really like the setup, you know. But, you know, a lot of people probably
like it. It looked more like an investigation.
Yeah, it looked like a courtroom. Like, yeah. I thought like that was kind of weird that he's like so far away from his guests, but, you know, it's still going to do what it does. So, you know, just more of a critique for me. But, so, It's a couple things. Like he was talking about, they got on the topic of Future and Drake, and this went viral. Basically, Future, 21 said that Future is bigger in Atlanta than Drake. He was saying that basically Drake ain't no mixtape artist. He's talking about at the time, like, you know, before he got on. So 2013 type shit, 14, 15. He's saying that Future in Atlanta, like you basically got a mixtape. He was a mixtape artist. He dropping mixtapes, you know, got that every month.
Yeah.
He's saying that Future was a big artist than Drake. It turned into a big debate. People saying he was tripping. What do you think about it?
He worded it right. He said in Atlanta. He didn't say Georgia. He didn't say the United States. At that time when Future was at his highest, yeah, he was bigger than Drake. Here, you go to the clubs, you gonna hear Future more than you gonna hear Drake. Not saying that he was bigger worldwide, but just being here and living through that and partying and shit.
Yeah.
Future was definitely bigger than Drake.
I agree. I think that so like you got let's talk about this Future era. Like you either was if you was internet savvy, this is before like the iPhones could do everything. Like it wasn't no live mixtape apps. Like you niggas did not have YouTube Premium, shit like that. Like niggas was going in the gas station. You could go in the gas station in the Atlanta area.
Stand outside the club and grab one.
Yeah, like you go to like you can go to the gas station, the Food Mart, and there go True Story right there. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I think that's where I grabbed it from the
exactly.
Bolero.
Right, this is the end of the CD era. Like niggas can we remember we used to go to the Ritz and the album release party and that shit is backed up from old Nat damn near to the city. Like it's that crazy. Niggas was rumoring that he was landing on a helicopter, all kind of shit.
Didn't he land on a helicopter at Obsessions?
That was at the Ritz. Matter of fact, go look up the Road to Pluto Part 2, and you gonna see me and Shay in there. Like this is how crazy like Future was big. Like and Meezy, 21 Savage manager, was a club promoter, so he know how that shit worked. Like we all in there looking, you know what I mean? So
strip clubs is wild.
The strip club was wild. Like you gotta understand, like Atlanta is a party city. It's a different type of city. It's not the same as a lot of cities. So Future do have that unlock. He was bigger than Drake. That's why I think like why do y'all think that Drake aligns himself with Future so much? Who has Future collab with the most? Probably other than Lil Wayne. He always gonna have Lil Wayne on his album.
He always gonna have Drake.
And he always gonna have. I mean, Drake is always gonna have Future on the album, and he's always gonna have Lil Wayne on the album. That's what I'm trying to say. Like
only other person he collab with more is well not more, but the same is Ross.
He gonna have Ross and Jay. It's 4 people. He gonna have Ross on the album, Jay on the album, Wayne on the album, Future on the album, and then maybe like he's always gonna like have Nicki Minaj in somewhere.
And maybe now 21.
21's been on a couple albums. That's his brother. But 21, but he always put it like this. 21. I feel like 21 always gotta be popping for Drake to put him on the album. Like once you fall off, he's not gonna be fucking with you. Like as far as
Future, regardless, is on the album.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't think it was a bad take. And anybody got a problem with that? Say something in the comments. Say it in the comments and then come find me.
Come find me, my nigga. He also said they was talking about a city versus. And he said Atlanta would win. That's what 21 said. Do you agree with this? And if you agree with that, what are the stipulations?
Are there rules? Because we have to do it by at least some type of eras. Because the music is different. Because if you go 90s, the 90s Atlanta, I don't think personally is going to compare with New York.
No, I agree with that.
That's a better battle for New York versus Cali. LA.
Versus California.
Yeah. But it have to be.
Well, put it like this. We got to remember, versus is how many songs. Let's say we do 30 songs because we doing city. So there's more songs. So let's just say you can pick music from any era,
but only
30 songs. Now, I also think that while the South didn't dominate the 90s, while Atlanta didn't dominate the 90s, you still got at least 10 songs. Let's say we do 10 songs from each era, the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s, right? You got 10. I mean, you got TLC, you got You know, Jermaine. You
I
got
said so. If we can pull the
Outkast.
songwriters, the producers, if we can pull all
pull it all
that,
up.
shit,
I
it'll be tough.
think, like, I don't think it's a guaranteed win for nobody. Now,
I think if you ask a New Yorker, they're
You-
gonna say easy, nigga. This shit ain't
Yeah.
even close.
I think the problem with New York, this is where I think New York falls away. I think New York competes with the 90s and the 2000s.
Who the hell is who the?
The 2000s, you got 50 Cent, you got,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
talking about 2000 and
I was
2010.
talking about 10.
Because I felt like New York kind of, I hate to say fell off, but New York just kind of wasn't as strong as they were.
They just say stay united.
Once-
They was beefing
yeah.
with each other. Too
Once
much.
like 2005, 2006 hit, New York changed. You know what I'm saying?
No, New York stayed the same. Everybody else changed. Nobody
Agreed.
wanted to go.
You
with
know what?
the-
You're right.
They didn't want to transfer with the times. They
You're
were like,
right,
yo,
you're
we
right.
want to stay New York gully.
So I think once the 2010s hit, and if you bring up New York now, even though it's 10 songs,
Like you got Nicki.
if you pick the perfect Atlanta 10 songs,
Like I said, Nicki carried New York in the 10s.
she really did. At one point, she was the biggest artist. I mean, you always had Jay, so you go, but you know, if you're doing, that's the only thing I talk about. You can win, or you could stay in the fight if you just play a whole bunch of Jay. Just like we was trying to say to Kazadi, you could play a whole bunch of Biggie. But in a versus battle, you want to hear diverse sounds. Like, you want to hear multiple people. You don't want to hear just the whole fucking Ready to Die album from Jay-Z. I mean, from Biggie. You know what I
if
mean?
that's the case, I would have wanted Jeezy just to go ahead and play the whole Thug Motivation.
Exactly. If we're gonna play that, you know what I'm saying? So we can play Outkast, Tip, Luda, all that shit. Like Atlanta is a more diverse city. Not one person really dominated the city. Now we had year by year. This person dominated this person dominated that.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like in New York, Jay-Z is always number one or number two. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
know who you asked.
yeah, like Nas, he went years without dropping albums. Like it's a little different. So I can see what 21 is saying. I think it makes a good battle. I think LA, I think California, even if we just use California, we don't have to do city by city, we can do state. California, the 90s, they might win the 90s.
Oh yeah.
But after that, it's fucking dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Gang was the only nigga carrying Cali, carrying the West Coast for a while.
YG,
Until
and
the white, till you know, the Nipseys, the fucking
Mustard.
Kendrick Lamars and shit, till they came in the late, like 2009. Then it gets a
I'm
little
trying to
different.
think who's there.
But there, I feel like this. California's gonna be missing a whole decade, competitive wise. Not that there weren't people there, but
like I said, because they went through the whole hyphy movement
mm-hmm.
when everybody else was on.
Listen.
Everybody was dancing but doing different dances.
While I fuck with the hyphy movement, that was more of a cultural
Culture,
thing.
yeah.
It wasn't really big across the world. Like, it didn't, niggas in Georgia was not hyphying. You feel me?
You might have a few.
Now, I think motherfuckers, now, we can talk about Soulja Boy, D4L, we throw that in there. Niggas was doing that all over the country. D4L had a number one hit.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a little different. Like, you know what I mean? So, I don't know.
I would like to see if Versus could put it together. I don't know how, where, or when you could do that, but it'll be worth it if they could put a format together and make it happen.
Mm-hmm. So, he also said in there that they asked. So this is where I disagree with DJ Academics. But he said he asked a question. I seen he put it. He said it first on his Twitch. He said, "Why is the industry?" He said the industry doesn't fuck with NBA YoungBoy, and he said why. He said he feels like nobody's like, you know, when they drop an album, the industry repost shit, all that. He's saying that the reason nobody posted up NBA YoungBoy shit is because he said no. He was questioning why don't the industry fuck with YoungBoy. Do you feel like the industry doesn't fuck with YoungBoy?
Maybe not as hard as they should, but I think it's more so because some of the allegations he may have. Maybe it's because of he really don't give a fuck, so he's not around like trying to be industry friends with everybody. So everybody's not gonna repost his shit. The niggas he really fuck with, they fuck with him. They repost his shit. They they make the comments, but he's not a nigga that's looking for clout from the industry.
And that's my point. Do we ever see NBA YoungBoy support the industry?
Never.
Does he support certain people?
Like, he has certain niggas he fuck with, but outside of them niggas...
Yeah, I mean, it's his recipe for success, so I ain't mad at it, but at the same time, NBA YoungBoy, he was supposed to show up to the studio with fucking J. Cole and never did. Like, he just be in his own little world, so why do you expect industry support for him when he doesn't support the industry? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of weird, but when he asked that 21 Savage, his theory is because a lot of people in the industry fuck with Dirk, and you know how that beef is going. Like, basically, you know, King Von, Quando, Rondo, allegedly it was over women. It was about other shit. You know what I mean? Niggas were saying that he said basically people is taking sides. Do you think that that's like some flaw shit, or do you think that that's like kind of like it makes sense?
Nah, that shit make perfect sense. Like, Dirk is well respected. He's not like a super industry niggas, but he has the industry support. Like I said, you got Drake, your nigga. You got who he just did the shit with.
You said what?
Who he just did the mixtape with?
Lil Baby.
Lil Baby. Like I said, the niggas he fuck with and that's behind him. Them like I said, they're gonna take this nigga side and they're not gonna really. And if they know they have real street beef outside of this, they might not live that life, but they understand it. And so they're not gonna rush to be like playing the middle.
Yeah, I think niggas not playing the middle when it comes to niggas and bodies. Like, niggas have been killed behind the beef.
Yeah.
Who the fuck want to get in the middle of that?
Shit, not me.
Now, as far as like they said with Donda and like Drake and Kanye, that's some industry shit.
Like I said,
so,
niggas
they literally have the same features on the same album. Like, nobody cares about that shit. Like, I see 21 say like, I probably would have never been on Donda, but then he backtracked it because he was like, you know what, there ain't really no bloodshed behind that shit. So it's like, I get it. Like, ain't nobody finna be picking sides with that shit. You know what I mean? So I get it. Birdman said that. Did you see what Birdman said about YoungBoy? Since we're talking about YoungBoy, he said that YoungBoy is gonna be the biggest artist ever. And then he said, but Drake will be the richest. That's facts or cap?
Cap.
And why?
Yes, YoungBoy does have his cult following. He has his niggas that's gonna he has a huge ass following. It's more like I put him in the category of like Tyler the Creator. He's always gonna be able to perform. He's always gonna be able to do put out music. His numbers are gonna be like, you're gonna look at his numbers and be like, damn, how he do that? But the biggest artist ever, nah, that's going too far. He's gonna have a lot of support. He's gonna do way better than niggas think he should do. But nah, I think it's a little too much. What you think?
I think that it's 50% facts. The reason I say that is because, let's think about it. Like, I wanted to say, alright, at first when I first started thinking about it and I noticed it was kind of flawed, I looked at it like, YoungBoy is this, like, he's probably on like his third, fourth album. So I started comparing him to Drake's third or fourth album. But Drake came in the game at like 23.
Yeah.
YoungBoy came in the game
what, 18, 17?
at 16.
Oh, he's 16?
So he has more room and more space to just be bigger. Now,
realistically though,
while I think that, like, we're talking about biggest versus richest, right? I think that I don't expect NBA YoungBoy to be a businessman. Drake is a businessman. He has a good team around him. Drake doesn't stay in trouble. He's not gonna miss out on money. Drake is getting every dollar. YoungBoy, I think he's gonna be he can be the biggest just off of because he goes to jail. The fans love when you go to jail. You come back out as long as you make good music. Now, do I think that that's what's gonna happen? No. Do I think it's possible? Yes. And that's why I say 50%.
I just don't see him being the one. Like I said, the nigga's gonna have a fan base.
Well, see, that's the
I
thing.
just don't think it's gonna be bigger than. It ain't gonna be bigger than Dirk.
His fan base is already probably bigger than Dirk. He sold 155 this week. Lil Durk ain't never did that.
I know, but I'm saying you said biggest.
But Lil Durk is just now getting the fan base that YoungBoy has. It took him 10 years to get there. YoungBoy has had this fan base the last 4 years. You get what I'm saying? And he's only 16 at the time. Lil Durk is 28.
Okay.
Lil Durk's 28 years old.
Right. You know who I think would have been a better person, but this is just a if. XX Tentacion. If he was still here, I feel like that would be.
Well,
he's like.
I'm glad you said that. That's a good observation because when I was having that conversation, Academic said YoungBoy took XXX's lane because XXX had the biggest hold on the youth until he died, and when he died, it seemed like YoungBoy blew up. So
who's the one person that was supposed to have that lane but fucked himself up? If you just had to think off the top of your head.
I don't think nobody had that lane yet. That's the thing. Like, I don't know who was really there. Like, who had that potential. Like, Uzi got a lane like that, but he ain't.
Uzi's he's an alien.
He that's what I'm saying. Like, he don't.
You know who I think had it?
Who?
And just lost it?
Who?
Kodak.
I can agree, and that's why I say the only thing about YoungBoy is like if you go to jail too much, it's gonna hurt you.
The difference between YoungBoy and Kodak.
He just make music.
When YoungBoy come out of jail. Like I said, it took me a minute to get on the wave, but nigga put out some heat. Kodak, since he's been getting out of jail.
I feel like Kodak been dropping heat, bro.
Now, I'm talking about when the first few times he got out.
I feel like he also put out heat.
I like it, but it's not as...
I feel like Kodak, no, I don't think it's the jails with the issue. I think it's the drugs. It seems like since he was 16, he gets heavier and heavier on drugs, and then his music sounds different.
Did you hear the song?
That's where we bring to Kodak.
Did you hear the song? Damn, I forgot. I wrote the shit down and I lost it. When he talked about basically he tried meth and he liked it.
Let's see.
I gotta find that shit because I need you to hear that.
I don't think niggas.
He said I tried it once and I liked it. I ain't sorry or some shit like that. And I was like, bro, this nigga on a whole different level with this shit. But hey, more power to him.
Hey man, you know.
But speaking of
Kodak, he got allegedly he's been sentenced to 90 days.
I don't even think it's allegedly.
They said that I didn't know he was on like a probation or supervisor. I thought when you get pardoned, like everything's clear.
Pardon, but he still had other charges.
But the other charge that he had from the so like if he's on probation and he go to jail and he got out, that probation still stand?
Yeah. He got pardoned for that, whatever he was in there for.
I didn't know like if you go to I thought okay, it makes sense now. Okay. So he got 90 days allegedly in rehab. So my thing is has he changed or is he destined for jail?
I thought when he got out this time, I even probably said it on here, he changed. But, man, he need to get the right people around him. I get you want your homeboys there, you want this and that. He's still one of my favorite rappers to listen to. I go back and listen to old and new shit. But, you got to get the right team around you. You got to get some good people around you with a good headspace.
It's like, you know, like my favorite song he put out since he came out. I forgot the name of it, but it's like I feel like I'm Kodak Black in 2015. Yeah. In the video, he's pouring lean up. He's pouring lean in the video, so I'm like, that's what made me believe, like, okay, well, Kodak shit, he clearly ain't on probation because he wasn't making the same mistake. But you know what? Niggas just don't take their chances. They don't respect the chances that they get, and that's what I look at it like. Niggas don't respect the chances that they get because there's no other reason that you should be doing shit like that. Like, you know that you're on supervised probation. Why would you do that? So now you're in 90 days. They trying to go through all of the I feel like they're trying to go through all the, you know, things that you're supposed to go through, but they're trying to lock your ass up.
Like I said, you got pardoned. That was your way out, nigga.
You got pardoned. You can't go to jail again, bro.
Like I said, like, you shouldn't even be anywhere where you could break a law.
You thought you did 5. You was doing 5 years, and you did end up doing like 2. Next time you riding that sentence out, and it ain't gonna be 5. You go in front of a judge.
Mr. Trump ain't there, and Biden don't give a fuck.
Exactly. So, you see Rollo begging for his life through Biden, and it ain't happening. And that's
Biden ain't. Hey,
you gotta wait till the end of his term for him to pardon niggas too.
Right, so it ain't gonna be one nigga.
Not that he can't, but that's what usually happens. So.
It ain't gonna be one nigga Biden pardon that's a rapper or somewhere in the, like in our community. It'll be somebody else. It ain't gonna be nobody like that.
Yeah.
Personally, that's what I think. I could be wrong.
Hey, you know it's somebody's birthday tonight? Somewhere? I know.
Shawty, where you at?
One thing's for sure. You gonna put on your dancing shoes? Hey man, we talking about R. Kelly. That's your boy, right? You say, you know what I'm saying? I'm interested to see what you think, bro.
R. Kelly is the greatest R&B
that's
singer
facts. We already
of
know
all
that.
time.
We know that.
Robert is a different nigga. R. Kelly is one nigga, and that's how I look at him. I still listen to R. Kelly.
So R. Kelly was found guilty.
I listened to Trapped in the Closet last night.
R. Kelly was found
All
guilty.
of them.
That nigga was up for 24 hours then.
Trapped in the Closet.
So
I was trying to find Kelly Price.
Jesus. Let's just move along. So R. Kelly, he was found guilty of his crimes. It was like racketeering, you know, sexual shit with a minor, a whole bunch of shit. Do we think that this was something that was just based off the case, or do we think that this was just based off of reputation? Go ahead.
I think it was more so like, finally we got this nigga. Like, they've been trying to get this nigga for a long time. And now that they had the chance to get him, they got him. They finally got everything to stick. They've been wanting to get this nigga since the Aaliyah days.
So they had like 50 witnesses.
Do I believe all 50? Nope. I don't. But I think one is enough. Honestly, like I said, all bullshit aside, yes, I do love the nigga music. I know how to separate. Like, I feel like if I stop listening to R. Kelly, then I'm probably gonna have to stop watching a lot of actors on TV and movies. I'm gonna have to stop listening to. Like, I would just have to cut out a lot if I think if I wasn't a hypocrite.
So you think I put it like this. The reason why I think that you're not a hypocrite. That's not a hypocritical situation for us, for our generation, is because we came up off of R. Kelly. Like when R. Kelly was having accusations, we were minors. We didn't really understand that. Now as an adult that we understand. The thing is, I look at it like this. Kind of like this. Has R. Kelly shown a remorseful bone in his body to you? Just be real. Has he ever shown a sign of remorse to you?
I don't feel like he ever thought he did anything wrong because it's all consensual in his eyes. That's what I'm saying. So
a minor can't consent. So you're basically saying
no. But what I'm saying is, I just feel like that's how he felt. I'm not saying
I'm not asking you.
That's why he felt.
We all think that he felt like that. We all understand that. I'm asking you, your opinion, your morals. Do you think that R. Kelly has ever been remorseful of what he was doing?
No. But do I think?
What is the but?
Let me finish. Do I think that everything that was done at that moment was consensual? Yes, and that's why he don't feel.
It's not consensual if it's a minor. It's not. I'm asking you, can a minor consent?
Legally, no. But there's some fast ass little girls out here that will say yes.
You have a daughter. So if your daughter went to R. Kelly at 14, 15 years old, like she just left the house and said, I'm going to chill with R. Kelly. Fuck that. Are you going to be like, well, she's just a fast ass little girl. You shouldn't have did that. Or are you going to
shit is wrong. I'm going to be upset. But at the end of the day, you got to know your kids. You got to know sometimes these girls make decisions that ain't smart. Now, the reason why you can't consent at that age because your mind ain't thinking right. You're not.
That's my point. So why are you deflecting from R. Kelly?
I'm speaking as a whole. Like, I put my daughter in it. I'm saying if she decided to run off, and fuck around with a grown ass man, I'm gonna want to kill the nigga. But at the same time, I'm also gonna have to have a realization with my daughter and talk to her like, look, you can't play this game with a grown man and then
you're not calling the police.
What's the situation? That I call her.
Your daughter leaves your house and is going to live with a nigga that's fucking 15, 16 years older than her. You not calling the police? Is you drilling something or you calling the police?
I'm gonna have to slide on the nigga. I'm not calling the police. And this is, let me tell you the reason why. Because I called the police on this nigga, right? My daughter's still free. She's good. Nothing happens. A couple months down the road, she can go and fuck with another nigga the same age. So every nigga that she fuck with that's older, I'm supposed to...
Yeah. You are. Yeah.
I would rather...
I would rather handle it illegally.
I would rather handle it
You're putting
illegally.
your shit and you're putting your fucking freedom in jeopardy.
I
get it though. Or you're at least going to call the authorities. Yes, that's what you're going to do. I'm not going to blame... I mean, I'm going to blame my daughter as far as... If she... Like, are you saying she's going to keep doing it? Me and her are going to have some serious fucking issues. We're going to have some serious issues. But at the same time, that doesn't deflect from the fact that these niggas are fucking perverts. They're weirdos.
That's why I'm sliding on.
So that's why I'm saying I think it's weird when niggas start talking about R. Kelly and then they start saying shit like that. Like they start saying like, well, what about the kids? Nah, fuck that. R. Kelly, let's just stick on R. Kelly. R. Kelly, you deserve to be where you're at. You're a weirdo, nigga.
I agree. He did a lot. He did a lot.
He did the most. He did it. This is why I say, like, are we looking for consent? Are we looking for, has he shown remorse? No, nigga, he's been doing this shit for 3 decades. Since, like, 91. Think about this shit, bruh. In the 90s, he was married to Aaliyah. And he had the case in the thousands, bruh. He was finding 15-year-olds at the fucking court while he was going to court. Imagine that. That's weird. Like,
sick ass nigga.
He didn't care. That's what I'm saying. He didn't care. This nigga didn't care.
I get what you're talking about for the remorseful part.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's never, even if he did show remorse, I still wouldn't care because I'm like, you did what you did. But at the same time, it's like, nigga, you need to be buried under the fucking jail. Like, you don't, I get the fact that you come from a hurt place and that you were touched on as a kid and all that. But as an adult, like, you didn't never seek no help. You just did some crazy shit. You was out here just wilding. Like, bro, you can't do that. Like,
you can't.
But I get it. I think the parents.
I think
we gotta investigate. But I don't know if there's a way to tell. But like, now I do think there are some parents and some kids that were green and really was like, hey, R. Kelly, he could really like put my child on. But then there's also
after the first allegation, are you gonna let your daughter go?
No. That's why I say I do think I think that these parents need to ask, but I don't know how to prove that.
There's some type of law that the parents deserve some shit.
Well, you know that's the thing. Like, put it like this. Now, back in the day, Jermaine Dupri was Bow Wow's guardian. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the brat was under 18 when he put her on. You know what I'm saying? Like crisscross. Like, there's some people like your best intentions, so maybe they might be looking at it like that. Like he can do something for my kid.
Also, still never had no.
You also should have been paying attention. But I also look at it like this too. I remember in the 90s, like, especially my family being from Chicago, when the fucking sex tape dropped. I think we just know more now as time goes on. I remember like niggas was selling the R. Kelly sex tape in the streets, and that was a minor he was fucking in the video. But niggas wasn't thinking of it like that. That's child pornography. You go to jail for that now.
But they were saying that, because I talked to an old head about that I remember from back in Kentucky, and I asked him about it. He was like, "Bro, I had no idea she was a minor."
Well, that's the thing. Well, they knew that he was having a case for a minor.
No, I'm just saying like when the tape when the
tape was out,
I went back
charging.
I remember when he was selling it, and I'm like, "Bro, do you?"
Bruh.
And he was like, "Nah, I didn't even know that she was a minor. I would have never sold that shit." But the way these niggas was hype over it, I'm like,
bro, I remember one time they had us go upstairs for the function and said we about to watch this tape, and they made all the kids go upstairs. I remember that.
But niggas was weirdos in the 90s, bro. Like, I've never wanted to be like, "Hey, Justin, bro, look at this porno. Let's watch this shit." We've never sat down and watched a porno together. Yeah. No matter who it was. There's no celebrity. Unless it's maybe too
Well, I can say this.
But it's not gonna
I remember at like 15, 14, my friends at the time, they would huddle around. Like, we'd be watching MySpace or some shit. We'd be on MySpace, and then these niggas would turn around and watch some porn. I've never been into that, though. Like, I would always leave. But I remember those niggas all sitting there watching porn, critiquing it, talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is probably all virgins and shit.
But at 14, 15, yeah. Most niggas are virgins.
As adults, no.
But these are grown-ass men. Grown-ass men watching.
I get it.
I just don't get it. Niggas was weird. But then if you go back further, go back to like your grandma generation. R. Kelly fucking with a younger girl was normal back then. Because if you look at some,
I don't think what R. Kelly was doing was normal,
I
but
said the
it
ages.
was, yeah. But I do think, like a nigga like R. Kelly, R. Kelly doing what R. Kelly was doing wasn't normal. But it was older. It was normal for older men to marry like younger women and shit.
Like before they even turn 18, you marry them.
Like I think my grandma got married at like 22 or some shit, and my grandfather was like 32, 33 or some shit. So, but while that's morally not wrong, you'd be like, what you as a father, you would probably be like, what do you want to do with my, like I'm 31 right now, I don't want shit to do with no 21-year-old woman. You feel me? So I get it. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know, but one of R. Kelly supporters, Boosie.
Shout out to Boosie.
BOOSIE. BADAZZ, that's me.
That's me.
That nigga Boosie said Instagram took his page again. He said he think it's because they don't want him to win, and then he asked Drake for support, and he figured if Drake support his shit, then his shit go through the roof. He already said he made $1 million. So basically he said he made a $750,000 profit just in 1 week.
I don't know how true this is, but I heard Boosie was supposedly said something.
I got the link on Facebook too. I'm seeing the movie.
Shit, we gonna watch that bitch this weekend. You already watched?
I'm trying to watch that bitch tonight.
Shit.
I'll watch it again.
I gotta watch it again.
We didn't see all the Boosie movies. But go ahead.
But nah, I heard that Boosie said something about Zuckerberg's wife.
Well, I can see that. He also just said shit about Imperial. He said he wanted to sue them. So my question was, do you think, for me, that's not even a question. I think that it's karma from like the homophobic statements, because you don't know who, they say about like the higher ups, they be like, in the industry, be like weird shit going on.
Yeah.
You never know who you offending. So for the fact that he's out there saying homophobic shit,
you don't know who in his family.
You don't know who you fucked over. That's why I said Boosie gotta shut the fuck up. No, I don't think Boosie made $1 million. I think that's cap. But you gotta sell it to sell it.
Shit, he might have spent $1 million bought $1 million for himself for the.
He said allegedly his budget was $250. So Boosie selling the movie at $20 a piece.
I'm gonna get a nigga $20. I ain't gonna lie. So if you wanna watch that bit, $20, I got it.
But then he also was on there saying like, "Fuck y'all if y'all got it off Instagram or Facebook." That shit made me go look for it on Facebook, and I found a perfect copy. But my thing is, do we think he really made $1 million? I think it's cap. I just think you gotta oversell yourself to sell shit. I think he might make $500.
I don't know, cause you might got enough niggas that's around him like shit. I'm about $500 worth, and everybody else spent $500. Easy meal right there. Yeah, I think the type of niggas that's around Boosie and niggas that love Boosie. So there's gonna be niggas in there that's gonna pay more than $20. They gonna put that shit on a few phones, get that bitch more than one time.
I agree. I'm saying trying to get my fantasy league together.
Shit, man. I hope my ticket hit tonight, man. Let's go.
Hey, we going to that Falcons game on Sunday.
Yeah.
Ryan, that football team, y'all done, bitch. So let's go to some sports real quick. So it's like Kyrie, Jonathan Isaac, Andrew Wiggins. It's a few people that are not getting the vaccine, right? And the thing is, Andrew Wiggins and Kyrie, they live in cities and states where you have to, for a big event, you have to have the vaccine. So New York and California. So that means that, half of your games at home is an 82 game season. That's 41 games. Kyrie has a max contract, so he's looking at probably $33 million this year. So that means you get half of that's taken by 40% of that's taken by Uncle Sam. Then you you take half of your taxes, and you're basically just giving it back to the league in fines.
We gotta look that up to see
so
if they're gonna even pay him for Uncle Sam to take it. Like, are they gonna pay him and fine him, or they just not gonna pay him at all?
I don't know how that works, but basically he's gonna miss. I think it's safe to say that he's missing over 50% of his contract.
They say he's gonna miss out on $17 million, if I'm not mistaken. 14 or 17. No, it's 17. Andrew Wiggins is 14. I'm sorry, a nigga like me, I'm giving $14 million. Shit.
While I think that we can't tell a nigga what to do,
Stand on what you believe. If you can afford to lose that, hey, more power to you.
You can't afford to. You can't not afford to miss.
I mean, you know, you better go holler at Nike and be like, look, I'm about to.
You think Nike's gonna stand behind? That's another thing. Do you think these endorsers gonna stand behind him like that and he's not playing?
Nike's still behind a lot of niggas that
He ain't gonna stand behind him while he's not playing. Now
But he's
Kyrie
taking
already
a stand.
injury prone. He already missed games.
but his shoes still gonna do decent. It's
I don't know.
still like Nike likes to stand behind shit like this though. You know they love the Black Lives Matter movement.
Nah, I don't see Nike standing behind that.
I do. I see.
No, because they're trying to force the vaccine on everybody.
Fight on what you believe. Hey, Kyrie, if you can afford to do that, power to you, my nigga.
I don't think you can
Hey, I
afford to
feel
do
like
that,
niggas should stand on what they believe though.
Listen, I respect that you want to stand on what you believe in. I just think you dying on the wrong hill. And I also think it's always something with Kyrie. Like, if it wasn't that, it'd be something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is, if you don't love the game, my brother, then retire. I believe in that. Don't play ball. Like, you wasting time, bro. They could trade you for Ben Simmons or some shit. Like you got KD, allegedly, you know, KD, they saying that KD wouldn't even want to do it. So, I don't know. I just feel like if niggas is going to do that, then, you know, it's a whole nother thing. So, y'all, let me, this nigga went to the bathroom. It's a break. We taking a break.
Alright, man.
Alright, it's time for that. Here we go, yo. Say what? What's the scenario?
Hey.
Alright, so Cutting Sticky, he's down bad. You know what I'm saying? He done lost all his M's. The IRS came and seized everything that he owns: cars, clothes, dogs, chains, everything. Right?
House, the cars, the kids, and the dog.
I want it all. And now his wife is taking care of the family. You know what I'm saying? So now that she's the breadwinner of the house, she talks to him any kind of way. If you don't contribute, can your wife talk to you any type of way, or is she a trash wife?
Can she? She can. But do I have the right to leave? I'm out of here. And I say that because, granted, she's stressed out, and that's how she decides to handle it. That's her choice. But I'm not going to sit there as a man and take that shit. Now, I can only feel that way if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do at home. If I'm making sure I ain't working, everything I take, but the house clean, the fucking kids taken care of. Nigga, I'm the house dad instead of the housewife. As long as I'm taking care of everything at home, you can't talk to me crazy. But if I know I'm being an ain't shit nigga and just sitting on my ass, and I just want a free ride, then fuck it, I'm gonna have to eat that. You can talk to me however you want, as long as you take care of this house. But nah, me as a man, I ain't gonna allow that shit. As long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do at home.
I think that I don't agree with that part either. I think that I agree with you saying. I get what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying, but I don't even think that submits to this part, because what we is not paying attention to is the fact that this nigga was a millionaire. So he was but listen, he was taking care of you. Did he my thing is, the question is, did he disrespect you when he had M's? That's the question. If he didn't disrespect you when he was taking care of you, then when it's your time to take care of me and for me to get back on my feet, you don't get to talk to me any type of way.
I get that as long as you're doing the same thing that I was doing when I had the M's. Now, if you was just sitting on your ass and ain't doing shit when I had the M's,
but, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if you was working, my thing is I gave you a lifestyle you probably never would get in with your job, with your line of work.
And I get that, but what were you doing? When I come home, did I come home from a dinner from you? Not take out or show. Did I come home?
We ain't even going about like household responsibilities. I'm just saying, like, I get what you're saying.
If I come home and the house dirty, no. I'm gonna talk to you how I want to.
I'm gonna communicate with you first. I'm gonna be like, hey, what's up? Like, I get that you going through something and shit, but I need this house clean. Now, if I come home, what is talking in any type of way?
No, but what I'm saying, like, as far as if he was to do that, not that I would. If he was to come home and talk to her crazy because she wasn't doing shit, and then the roles were reversed and she started doing the same shit he was doing.
Oh yeah, well, I can see that. I guess that's fair, yeah.
But if she was just sitting on her ass and he came home,
you was reaping the benefit.
And you was just reaping benefit, and fuck it, you gotta take it.
Okay.
You ain't going nowhere.
Okay, I can see that. Devin has a daughter with Trish. Devin and Trish have never been together, right?
Yeah.
They just co-parented the whole child's life. Trish got married when the daughter was 3 years old. So basically from day to day since 3 years old, she's seen her stepdad at the house. So Devin has always been involved with his daughter. He just hasn't been there like in the household. You know what I'm saying? But he's a great father. She knows who her daddy is. You know what I mean? You know how it goes. So the daughter wants her stepdad to walk her down the aisle and give her away in her wedding that's coming up. Devin basically doesn't have a spot in the wedding. So Devin's insulted because he's always been there for her as a father, and now he's contemplating not going to the wedding. What would you do?
I mean, ultimately, it's the daughter's day. It's her decision. Would I be hurt? Hell yeah. Would I feel some type of way? Of course. But I'm still going to be there for my daughter. And I would ask her, is there any way I can be included in this? Do you want, not can I, but do you want me included in this? Whether he walk you down and we do the first father-daughter dance, some type of way include me. If you don't want me in it, fine. I'll sit there. I'm probably going to leave before the reception starts. So just to say I was there.
So let me ask you this. If you have to figure out a way for her to incorporate...
No, I'm asking if you want you to.
No, I'm saying you're asking, you bring up ideas, right? Does that mean that... Does that go against the fact that basically that's not really what she wanted? She really didn't want you in this shit. Because if she really wanted to fuck with you, then she would have been made the idea for both of y'all to fit in there, right?
Yeah.
So now it's kind of like you kind of forcing some shit. Like, is that what you willing to take with your pride? Like, you really, it's really backhand knowing like your daughter didn't really fuck with you like that and you thought she did.
I mean, I can at least ask, like, hey, do you want me in this in any type of way? If she say no, hey, I'll be there. I'll drop off my gift and I'm out.
I feel you.
I'll support it. I may not stay for the whole reception, but I'll be there for the wedding.
Yeah, I feel like I'll be there for the wedding just because of the fact, like, off the strength that you're my daughter and I love you. But like, I'm gonna let you know after the wedding, after your day, everything's cleared. Maybe you can go on your honeymoon and shit. I'm gonna let you know that I didn't really respect that decision, but I didn't want to ruin your day because I love you and I fucks with you. But I'm gonna let you know, like, I don't mind that he was part of the wedding. I understand that you was blessed to have two different dads, two different perspectives in life, two different people to talk to and to go to. But like, where have I ever steered you wrong? Where have I ever done you wrong? You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying that we can't make up from this, but I'm just letting you know that I'm really upset with you right now because I thought that at least if I could have walked you down the aisle and gave you to him or vice versa, like
we could have walked you together.
We could have figured this out. So for you to be like, I'm fucking with him, you can sit in the row, and you came from my nutsack. To me, it's like, damn.
I think me as a father, I'm being a great person by still coming and keep my mouth shut until after the wedding.
I'm just letting you know I would never not be there for you, and that's a sign. I would never not be there for you, but I think that this is something like I didn't know you felt like this about me, and so let's talk about it.
You when that bill come, you better go to him too.
Yeah, you better go to him for that wedding bill. Fuck that nigga. Alright, so this is kind of like a real life scenario. It's not even really, I don't even know if I want to call it a scenario, but you know, we always talk about Ari Moneybag, right? So Moneybag birthday, shout out to him, happy belated. He turned 30, and Ari bought him 28.8 acres of land, right?
Yep.
So Fancy, I already know her real name is Garcia or something.
Her name Fancy.
Fancy from Jimmy Fox Show, you know she on the real. She said Ari shouldn't be doing that because that's married people shit, and you're not married.
Is she married? I
don't know, but she was saying you shouldn't do it. That's married people shit. So, do you think that there's a limitation on gifts when you're not married?
Fuck no. Marriage ain't for everybody. Y'all could be together 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, and decide to do what the hell y'all want to do. Like I said, I got married after 2 years? That was my choice. You and Jasmine been together how long? A long time.
Yeah.
But, nigga, y'all doing the same shit we doing.
Yeah.
It is no difference in it. Like, ain't no need to rush. Don't break shit that ain't broke. Yeah. Like I said, whatever y'all do, that's your decision. Ari and Moneybag looks like they're great. They have a great foundation. Motherfucker, they exes is pulling up to the kid's birthday party and everything copacetic. Like, you know, you can do that. You know shit is good.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can't. I just think people need to mind their own business. And
yeah, I agree. I think she needs to mind her fucking business. And I think that also, you gotta understand that these aren't regular people. And she should understand that, being a celebrity that she is, you know what I'm saying, being an actor, that, you know, what they're doing is probably a little fucking penny of her bank account.
Right.
So she probably could go right now, being that she bought 28.8 acres of land for him, she can go find that shit somewhere else.
But do you not know that depending on how that shit goes, let's say they are married or they together for long enough to it's common law, I think at the end of the day she's still gonna own a piece of that land.
Yeah. I just think and then nobody had nothing to say when they was buying Lambos and other shit that isn't worth any value after you buy it. Nobody was saying that shit. Once you start buying generational wealth, our own fucking people have a problem with it. That's weird.
But it's weird because she bought him the 28 acres of land, but he gotta do the rest.
Yeah.
He gotta put whatever he gonna put on.
Yeah.
He gotta make that
apartment
land
complex.
He gotta make that land make money.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not that right there's an investment.
Now, while he can just hold on to it and the value go up and then he just sell it again, but he still has to do something.
Yeah, you still gotta pay taxes on it. It's other shit that come with it. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Black on black hate is the worst.
Black on black hate. You got some what's the scenarios?
Yeah, man, I got
it's tough for that. Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. Say what? What's the scenario? Hey.
It's not a scenario, but it's facts and cap, though.
Oh, yeah. Shit, facts and cap. I'm tripping. Facts and cap.
Damn, I don't even know where to start. Alright, let's say your girl bought you some fake off-white shoes, right? But she told you they was real. You wore them out in the streets, and niggas is laughing and pointing at your shoes, so you know that they gotta be fake. You still gonna walk around proud in them?
Fuck no!
Cap?
What? That's cap! Fuck no! The fuck I'm about to walk around some fake shoes for? Now, what I will do, I'll come to her and be like, baby, I really appreciate you. Especially if you know that she really didn't mean that. Like, maybe she don't know.
Okay.
I'll be like, baby.
Add to it just a little bit?
Yeah.
Damn. You happen to look at the joint Amazon account and you saw she bought these off Amazon for $50.
Nah. I mean, that's serious shit. That's serious business right there. We might break up because now you trying to play me. You trying to play your boy.
But she thought she was trying to get them.
Don't put no fakes. Have you ever seen me in fakes? You didn't have to buy me no shoes. You just could have bought me something else. That's how I look at it. Like, what you think? Because my thing is, you could have just bought me something else. Like, you could have bought me a TV, bro. You didn't have to buy me no paper. Like, you got $50, you broke? Like, what's going on? Like, you ain't have to buy me nothing. You know, niggas don't even be wanting nothing for their birthday, bro. They just want a bottle in a section, maybe, or some shit. Like, that's all. Some weed. Like, that's all niggas want.
Yeah, man. Them shoes going straight to the garbage. I'm gonna say thank you, but no thank you. You knew what the fuck you was doing. You know
Fuck
this
outta
shit's
here.
not real, man. If Pat Mahomes don't make the playoffs, is he no longer the GOAT behind Tom Brady?
So while I do exaggerate and always talk about Mahomes being the GOAT, I'm not gonna say he's really the GOAT.
So niggas pull the trigger.
I feel like if you know me, you know that I'm playing.
I'm speaking in general.
But I do think. Let's make this clear. I do think Patrick Mahomes at the end of his career has the potential to be number one.
But if he doesn't make the playoffs this year,
I think he'd be also number two, a greater chance of being number two. But if he doesn't make the playoffs, no, Brady has not made the playoffs. Brady has done things. I just watched the 2007 AFC Championship where Brady lost a fucking 21-3 lead to Peyton Manning. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just at the end of the day, it's gonna end up being about winning. That's just what it is.
So that's it. It's just about.
At the end of the day, it's gonna be about winning. Like people are week to week with shit. Like, you know, I particularly think that if we go 3 more years, let's say we go 3 more years and Pat Mahomes doesn't win a championship, right? He's already aligned himself with the Drew Brees and the Aaron Rodgers, right? Because he already got that chip. He's already been to another chip, which these niggas haven't been to another chip. He's already, as long as he has the longevity, he's already accomplished more than the niggas. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I think that he's already accomplished more, but I think that I expect a little bit more. I really don't expect him to have more championships than Brady because
I don't think anybody have more championships.
The difference between Brady and Pat Mahomes is that Tom Brady, he played 20 seasons with New England, right? And for 18 of those seasons, he had a top 10 defense.
I was about to say, yeah.
And for the first 3 of those championships, he was more of a game manager. He wasn't top dog. Now, he ended up being that. And I respect that. He ended up winning more championships. So it's not like nothing against him. And at that age, he shouldn't have been top dog. He's had the best coach. He had the best defense.
He had a great O-line.
Yeah, like that. It's kind of like Russell Wilson. He had the Legion of Boom when he won his championship. And then even the championship